Slash, your horror movie podcast.
Heat watch. Why do I have a heat watch? Oh, the weather. Never mind. I thought I meant my computer's overheating. Shit, I have way too much caffeine in my body. Holy hell.
Welcome back, Hack Stab Slash. I'm your boy Hacky. This guy over here is Stabby. That dude down there about to drop some bars, and I'm not talking about soap. It's just Justin.
Let's go. Now, give me that mic, Sean, and let me take it away to talk about this badass slasher we watched the other day that took place back in 1981 that personally I think is a lot of fun. What will Waterboy think about this summer camp? Probably space out, stare at the light, and say, I love Lamp.
I love Lamp.
Oh, shit. Oh my God, stop recording.
Keep it rolling.
He's burning and yearning and churning for the floor.
Keep it rolling.
No, turn it off.
Keep it rolling, Justin. Give us some more.
Keep it rolling. Ah!
I just knocked over everything. My family's probably gonna come up. My lamps are down, everything.
No, y'all be loving this shit right here.
LIMP, Justin is right there.
Oh, hold on. Hey, I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's awkward. I'm recording.
I got a little animated.
And then
Got carried away.
yeah, I mic dropped. I thought what I said was really cool, but now I think I'm bleeding,
he did the new thing. It's not mic drop. It's just Justin drops. That's just
Yeah. Sorry about that.
The mic stays where it is. I just dropped.
Oh my God. I am
It's a new level.
that's backwards. It's
All right, my notes are gone. I am so sorry. You can cut that shit out. I don't even remember what I said.
No, we
Oh,
are
it's
keeping
staying,
everything. This is staying.
This is,
what? Are you serious?
bro, I am so all right, hold on.
We don't cut anything anymore, bro.
Bro, my notes get all right. I'm so sorry. Let's go.
Justin, you want to tell us now that you picked yourself up off the floor why you picked this movie?
Was this my pick? I honestly
This
forgot.
is your pick.
I woke up and I was like so excited. I'm like, who picked this? This is incredible. All right. Anyway, I picked this because I love 80s slashers. And this one, 1981, super early 80s slasher. I love it. It has like a Friday the 13th feel, but it doesn't steal anything. It actually does have a lot of cool originality stuff to it. I love it. Absolutely love it. I don't even know if you guys have seen it or not before. Have you guys seen it?
First watch.
I have not. This is my first
Shut
watch.
up. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. This first watch for both of you.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right, well, you know what? Let's talk about your guys' expectations because my expectations, I've seen this a bunch of times. But Waterboy, what do you think? What was your expectation rating on this one?
My expectation, just to go off of Justin's vibe, I gave it a 5 because
Of course.
Why
Still,
wouldn't he?
right in the middle.
it didn't have any it wasn't Hellraiser, so I mean that's right there.
I gotta
But,
go ahead and say it was better.
I mean, you can think how you feel,
You
But,
feel how you think. Okay. But-
All right, awesome. All right, we're just going to move
That
on.
was horrible.
What the
I know.
heck?
We just lost so
Yeah.
many. This is why our retention doesn't make it past the opening.
You're
Dude,
like,
put this at the end.
now my rap makes sense when I say Waterboy's just going to space out and stare at the light and
Dude,
say,
I
love
did.
Lamp."
Honestly,
Oh my God.
I had to rewatch it again because I fell asleep at 45 minutes in.
Okay, so this is going terrible so far, and I
So
still got to
far,
get it.
all right.
Sean,
Well-
what do you think?
I've got my expectation rating is going to be an 8. Justin hasn't picked a stinker yet, and this is supposed to be 80s slasher gold. You guys ready to go camping?
Let's do this.
All right,
do
so
it.
let's enter Camp Blackfoot, where some fed up campers take out a prankish revenge on their camp caretaker. His name is Cropsy. Did you guys hear these kids talking about him beating the shit out of one of the campers?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Crazy.
All right, so they prop what looks like Pamela Voorhees' decaying head on Cropsy's side table, and he wakes up in a panic. And the smart thing to do is clearly to slap this burning head into your legs, which immediately catch on fire. There's fucking gasoline next to his bed. I listened to a couple podcasts, and they were like, that makes zero sense.
Why
But
would you
when
have
he's the
gasoline?
caretaker, out and everything hanging on the walls, he's clearly sleeping in like some kind of utility shed.
Yeah, man, and he needs lawnmowers and stuff. He needs the gas. He was a caretaker. It makes
So,
sense.
so
You guys don't
I
sleep
put
with
that
gas?
together. Yeah, I put that
Uh-huh.
together, and I was like, he's got a cot inside of some kind of utility shed.
I'll let it
I
slide.
get it.
Yep.
Yeah, what doesn't slide is him down a fucking hill because this man gets lit on fire, and stop, drop, and roll has clearly not been invented yet. So he
Justin,
just sizzle slides his crispy ass down a hill into a lake.
Love it.
5 years go by now, and he gets made fun of by the orderlies, the doctors. He even goes through 5 years of painful surgeries and skin grafts that don't take. We get a montage of the doctors just telling him how bad his life is gonna suck.
Yeah,
I mean,
you sure
this-
you don't want us to kill you? I mean,
Yeah, right? Like, you sure you want to
They're
live
like
with
the
this?
first couple of months are gonna be really bad, and then it's just gonna get worse. This man needs to get out of that hospital and let off some steam. And what better way to let off some steam than to go down to like Times Square and pay a fucking hooker to make you feel like a real man? Am I right, Justin?
nobody's gonna love me, but if I pay them, they will.
Yeah, what a wild. What a
And
weird
then even
stuff
she
this movie.
turns him away when she sees what his face looks like. And this
Yeah,
is hands
no.
down the worst acting in the film. No, please, just turn around and go. Like, it's so fucking bad. But do you know what's not bad? Is this gut stab. Tom Savini is truly a fucking goat
Oh,
when it comes to these effects. This gut stab looked better than anything I've seen in 2024.
mhm.
Back to summer camp softball time, and it's nothing but bathing suits and braless home runs and close-up shots on some booties. Dave and Eddie
Let's go.
scope out some of the prime real estate, and creepy Eddie goes in to secure a booty call for later on that night. This girl, Tiger, though, one of the campers, she chases a pretty good hit into the woods. And it's a very good way to show us the killer for the first time. We don't actually see his face, but we see the guard cheers, and we get a very cool POV. I
Let's
think
go.
this entire scene is setting up for what could be in this movie, and it's very well done.
Gotta set that atmosphere early, boys. Let's
Justin
go.
loves his POVs.
Love those POV shots from the killer.
We get Karen and Michelle sitting in the mess hall now, and they're gossiping about how creepy and fucking unsettling Eddie is. But she still really likes him, so she's probably going to go meet him in the middle of the woods. Makes perfect
Hey.
sense. This guy freaks me out, and I've actually requested to come home early in case he freaks me out more on this 3-day camping trip. But I like him. He's cute.
Love
Yeah.
makes you so crazy. These
Sally,
silly
though.
kids.
Silly Sally with her slippery stuff going on right now. She gives us our first taste of summer camp nudity. We get the stereotypical peeping Tom, too. This score in the shower scene, though, is very nice, leading up to the scream and the faster pace scored, which was great. This really got my heart pumping. Turns out-
that are the nipples.
Turns out our peeping Tom is a kid named Alfred. He gets caught red-handed, but I guess this is the 80s, and they chalk it up to boys will be boys. I'll have a
whatever.
talk with him. Michelle's pissed, though, and her and Todd start having a heavy discussion about what to do with Alfred. Michelle calls Todd nothing more than a pushover, so Todd decides to go grill Alfred and sits him down and just really starts laying into him. And Alfred pulls the whole, everyone picks on me. I don't have any friends. This is just like the army.
You just saw one of my kids, dude.
Oh,
Todd clearly doesn't know what to do, and in trying to relate, he pulls out the friend card and tells him just to smarten up. And if he ever needs to talk, he's there for him. We go back now and we see the girls gossiping in the girls' cabin about everything that's been going on, even their 3-day trip that's coming up. And then they bring up Glazer's muscles and how muscular he is and how they'd love a night with him and all that big body, beefy, burly man. They just love it. Then we meet Glazier, who's nothing as
Alliteration, bro?
described. He's nothing as described. And he's cornering Alfred, and he's threatening him to the point where he says, if I ever catch you around my girl again, you know, I'm going to beat you so bad that your own mother ain't going to recognize you. You know what I'm saying?
oh my
Feel
God, the
me?
voice. You do the voice so good.
You fucking prick.
Yeah. And then Todd steps in and he puts Glazier the bully in his place. He tells me, you know what your problem is, Glazier? You can't pick on anyone your own size.
Glazer's voice, man, is so stupid.
Hey, why don't you come over here?
It's so bad.
And now we go to Lakeside, and the boys are ready to go for a swim, and they're trying to teach Alfred how to dive. They say, you got to go hands out, head in first. Take it away. They all jump in one after the other. But Alfred hates swimming, though, and he's standing there and he's hesitating to the point where we get another kind of POV shot of someone running down the dock. And guess what? Glacier doesn't give a fuck. He pushes him right into the water and tells him, man, fuck you. And he jumps into, he goes for a swim out to the dock. But Alfred can't swim, and all the fellas are losing their mind because now they can't go out and hang out with the girls. They got to turn around and they got to drag Alfred's sorry ass back to the dock. They all line up, though, and they see Glacier out there flirting with the girls. Woody busts out the pea shooter, and Dave looks at him, and he says, Alfred, this is going to be the most important moment of your life. The 4 commandments. Ready, aim, fire, and run.
Let's go.
So they look at him, they take aim, and Dave says, ready, aim, pork him. That wasn't one of the commandments he gave originally, so I could see where the confusion comes in.
Indeed.
But they shoot Glacier right in the ass, and this man lets out a scream, grabs that booty cheek, and starts flailing around in pain because it's Waterboy's turn to go for a swim.
It's my
Let's
turn,
go.
boys.
Your turn.
So after the sharpshooter action, night comes and nothing says a fun boys' night than looking at porno mags brought in from Dave. We see glimpses of Cropsy coming towards the cabin and Justin's favorite, POV shots. Dave goes over to Glacier.
Waterboy, you can't say POV shots. That is Justin's favorite right after you describe a hustler and a playboy. And then you fist pumped him, Justin.
I'm just talking about I like how it's shot from the camera, man. That's
Yeah, from
You
the
guys
cameraman.
Yeah.
you guys. You guys turn this into something else.
No. God, Tina.
Jesus. Dave goes over to Glacier to give him the bag of rubbers as he requested, but he got the unlubed ones instead. Hate it when that happens. Alfred then catches a glimpse of Cropsy's face through the window, but as all things of this nature goes, nobody believes him and they think he's crazy. Switch over to Todd taking a stroll over to the cabin, and it's dinner time. Glazer's spitting his game to Sally, and Dave's spitting some too to the other ladies. Woodstock forgot his vitamin E, so makes his way back to the cabin.
Why does he need that vitamin E?
You know, gotta make
Build up the muscles.
gotta make him big, strong man. Footsteps are heard.
Take a vitamin.
I did actually. I had it in my pocket. You just reminded me. All right, that was weird. It reminded me. I gotta take my pills. My God.
Are you the jerk off champion of the camp too?
Guys, that's not. Oh my God. People
Strong
gonna hear
like
this.
bull.
That's not why I'm taking these.
Sure.
Another one.
Justin's taking his blue chew.
My God. Dear God. It's not. All right. Let's move this along. Oh, yeah, we're having a lot of fun here. Laugh it up.
But footsteps are heard coming up from behind him, but nope, it's just Todd. The morning comes and it's canoe time heading down the river with Woodstock's arms sore. Dave mentioning to Woodstock, told you not to beat your schlong last night. It drains your power. Make it to the camp, and it's time for campfire stories explaining the Cropsy and the Burning Man. And then the jump scare with Eddie in a mask, scaring the hell out of everyone there. Karen and Eddie then decide to go for a swim. And when Karen gets out to find her clothes, they're scattered all. And when she goes to find the rest of them, she finds Cropsy instead, to which he slices her throat. And everyone is questioning Eddie the next morning about her whereabouts. And to make matters worse, all the canoes are gone. Like, what the hell? No luck with finding them.
We
though.
are 40 fucking minutes into this movie, Justin.
Yep.
40 minutes. And we finally get a real kill.
Dude, when it picks up, it gets go. I told you guys, if you haven't
Justin.
seen it, I told you to pick. I told you to pace this. I warned you the other day.
Justin,
I-
when they called this movie The Burning Man, I didn't realize that it was just going to be a slow burn. Honestly,
It's a slow burning. Tell me this doesn't pick up. I
I
warned
literally
you guys.
wrote down this movie takes fucking forever to get going. We don't get a Cropsy campfire story until 40 minutes in. Outside of a couple killer POV shots and music, this feels like a cheap, cheesy 80s camp comedy, and it's not that funny. It's the 49 and 10-second mark, and we finally get a kill.
I warned
Justin.
you guys. I was gonna pick something else. Remember, Sean begged me to pick The Burning. If he doesn't like this is on you. I had
On me?
other stuff
What?
to pick. This was on my list. Sean said pick The Burning. If
I've
he doesn't
never
like
seen
he
it.
has no one to blame. You put a mirror in front
You
of yourself
should
and
have
fucking look
you,
at it.
You should have. You should have
Look at it.
told him.
brother, I got you for 30 minutes.
You should have told
I
Sean
told
that it was
you.
gonna be a slow
I even was
burn when
worried
he
about that,
initiated it.
I even worried about that. That's why I didn't 100% pick it until you begged for it. You asked for it. You made
You
your bed and you
begged for
fucking
it.
lay in it.
You begged for it.
And also, tell me this doesn't get good at the end here.
This kill was really good.
Cool, I know. It's actually loved
Yeah,
it.
it was actually really good.
It's just a random calm down there.
All right, let's go.
All right. And to make matters worse, all the canoes are gone. And no luck with finding them, and they decide to build a raft to send some of them back to camp, and then they'll come back for the rest. Todd's talking with Michelle, worried about Karen, as she wouldn't just leave, and with all the canoes too. They finally build the raft, and on the ride, they spot one of their canoes that was missing, and upon going over to check it out, they find Cropsy instead, and he slaughters everybody on that raft into a bloody scene right into Justin's turn to finish us off.
All right, but hold on. How beautiful
50
was that
fucking
scene?
minutes, Justin. It took
50
50
minutes.
minutes for us to
All right,
get
hey.
to the scene that
Let's-
warmed my heart and
Let's
is
talk
completely
about-
Justin.
infamous and got this movie put on fucking naughty list.
3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, but tell me this isn't an absolute roller coaster the rest of the way. Tell me that wasn't beautifully shot. Did you see that awesome kill? Dude, her arm fell over and the blood dripped right down. It followed her thumb land and then it went into the water and then it turned the whole screen red.
I will say right now, the only thing keeping me into this movie is the kills.
Yep.
100%.
Dude, I
I am fully checked out on how slow the tension building is. It's just, I think it's because I grew up in an era where it was like very fast paced.
Yep.
And 80s is your cup of tea. This is fucking killing me. But this rap scene, oh my God.
Honestly,
Honestly,
I think I'm gonna blame Harvey Weinstein for this movie.
No, well, I put this fucking scene on Tom Savini, and dude, my brain has fireworks going on in it right now. How good this rap scene was,
Dude, that was so good.
It was good.
It was
what,
so
cutting Woodstock's fingers off, dude.
dude.
Oh, dude,
He ain't jerking off no
special
more.
effects right there.
Oh,
Oh my God. All right, so anyway, let's try to
Whoops,
get
sorry.
back on pace where we see Todd and Michelle. They're walking back, wondering if the Raft kids will be back talking about it. And we see Glazer and Sally. They're having a lot of fun in that sleeping bag, if you know what I mean. And Sally is ruthless. She is just telling him she is not impressed with the overall Glazer experience, if you know what I'm saying. she's like, that's it.
Well, you definitely didn't warm me up.
Oh my God. And we see that they're being watched. We get that POV shot again, and he decides that he's going to go back and get some matches and come back and just leave her alone. I mean, seems like the right thing to do. Kind of weird, but
a little bit.
yeah, we see
We had to
her.
recharge.
Yeah, we all of a sudden see her get attacked, and we get cut away right back to Glazer. We see him grabbing the matches back at the camp, and we see Alfred, friggin' little weirdo Alfred, starts following him. They go back to Sally, and it looks like Sally's asleep, and he pulls down the sleeping bag, and as that's happened, he is stabbed through the throat, lifted up by the shears, and stabbed into the trees. How do you guys feel about that kill? Tell me that wasn't so cool with the sleeping bag and everything, and then
That
the
was
shears being
good.
lifted up.
Bro,
Awesome,
the
right?
shears. I have a fun fact about that scene that I'll talk about at the end. But
Okay.
that shears kill where he mounts into the tree,
Yeah.
bro, the kills in this movie, like I understand the parallels between this and Jason at this point in time,
Mm-hmm.
but the kills in this movie blow Jason out of the water. Literally.
Yeah.
If you could take the how amazing these kills are, Jason never would have drowned.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Anyway, after that badass scene, we see Alfred now. He absolutely runs to go get Todd, and he follows him back there to show him. We see Todd gets attacked right away. He gets slashed. Looks like he could be dead. Alfred just runs and hides. We cut back and we see that Todd still is alive. And then we cut to the rest of the camp group, the 7 of them. They see the raft is coming back, and they're like, "Oh my God!" But it's kind of weird because there is nobody on it. Michelle swims out to it. As she's swimming out to it, we see Todd. He's across the lake now, all bloody, screaming, yelling to them. and Michelle ends up grabbing an arm on the raft, and it was just an arm. It was a bloody arm, pulls right back up. As it happens, we get a jump scare. Our whole body floats up to the top.
Dude,
Everyone's-
Woodstock, when he comes out of the water, you could tell someone was in the water holding that down
Down
and let it go because he came up like a whale or a dolphin going up air. It was like,
Dude, it really was. It's like a surface. It's just a dead body. So friggin' hilarious.
Justin,
And now-
how much did you love those killer POV scenes of them chasing through the woods?
Dude, there's so much. There's so much good in this movie. I know it does take a while. It gets a while to get going, but there's so much good in this, guys. You just gotta look for the good here. And now we have the group all together. They are absolutely panicking. They are crying. They are freaking. We have Alfred still running around out there in the woods panicking. We have Todd going looking for an axe, and we see that the other 7 of them now are getting on the raft, and they're going to try to start slowly paddling back to camp. And at this point now, we see the group back at camp, and we see Michelle there. They call the cops. She gets a supervisor in a boat to go explore everything, as she's explaining to the supervisor all the shit that happened. And the guy's kind of being a dick, doesn't even believe her at first. And we cut. What are you gonna say?
I can't get over the fact that she goes back to the camp. They call the cops. They then get into this boat, and the camp counselor says they can't go any faster because it's a small ass engine. The police are coming via helicopter. How do they still beat the police?
Ridiculous.
That's-
you gotta
yeah.
love those 80 slashers, man.
Well, they're defunded. That's why.
That's what happens. So we see
was
Alfred
horrible.
now. Dear God. So we're gonna move along from that. We see Alfred. He stumbles across which looks like an old mining house, like foundation at first, like in the woods, and he ends up exploring it. He actually gets grabbed by Chopsy, gagged, and he gets stuck to a damn wall. Todd hears him screaming, and Todd runs to the house, and this house is badass. You guys aren't having fun yet now when they're in this creepy old house exploring it?
I literally
Oh.
have in my notes for this citizens.
Justin.
I go, did Alfred just run through a cement maze only to get yoked up the second he stops for a breather?
Yeah, it
I
happens, man.
I like the part where Todd falls into a random room and it's just a picture of the girl.
Look, it's a weird house in here. There's a lot of weird, creepy shit going on here, but there's dead bodies in there. This is very creepy, like very suspenseful, awesome scene. And we see Cropsy all of a sudden with a freaking flamethrower walking around. We got Todd with an axe. We're ready to have one of the battles of the centuries. And at this point, we see a flashback, and it is revealed through flashback that Todd was actually involved with the Cropsy incident years earlier. What do you guys think about that, huh?
I knew
I
it.
do like it. I like the way they tie Todd into the Cropsy like plot line. What I don't like, and I don't know if we're there yet, is the flashbacks of every single kill throughout this movie. Like, I like
All
it,
right.
but I don't like it. You know what I mean? Like I
It's
felt
not-
like
it's
it was
not-
just
it's
there
not-
to waste time.
It's not needed because those kills just happened like 5 minutes ago.
Right. Well, they thought maybe they need to refresh some of the people who didn't like the first 40 minutes, so they were just trying to show that. So they just like,
Probably.
hey,
But it
guys,
didn't happen in the first 40 minutes.
like, hey guys, remember this did happen. So hey, when you're rating us later on your
Sean,
podcast,
Sean,
remember
what-
these kills.
Sean, what'd you think? Did you think Cropsy was Nemesis from Resident Evil?
I thought this was going to be a comedy, and I thought Cropsy was just a guy who ran around crop dusting people.
So dear God, so moving on, we see Alfred breaks free,
again.
and he stabs Cropsy in the back. He epically saves Todd, and as they're walking out, of course, the killer. There's one last scare by the killer, but Todd grabs an axe and axes him in the friggin' face as he pins him to the pole.
Boom.
And Alfred lights Crosby on Crosby.
It's
Alfred
not-
lights Alfred.
Well, you know what?
What was in that
They just flash to it as Bill Cosby with no context at all.
You know you like those pudding pops?
Yeah. This is ridiculous. Alfred lights Cropsy up. Fire! Anyway, absolutely crazy as we see a cropper. A chopper. My dear God, guys, I can't.
Are you
I'm
having
so
a fucking seizure, dude?
Are you having a bad time?
Oh my God, let's cut all this out. This is so stupid. As a chopper, copper chopper lands, and the two of them, as they walk out. And then we flash forward to a new group of campers, and someone is telling that same creepy Cropsy campfire tale. The end.
Oh,
It's Todd, but he went from being part of the hot 79 summer where it's nothing but like booty shorts and fucking skin tight clothes and no hair up top to like that full like mane on top. I don't know. It was just
I get
a
you.
decent way to age him forward. It was a lot better than putting John Kramer in a baseball cap.
Yeah, true.
All right, so before we get into that, I do want just to remind you guys, like I warned you, it's in one of the last episodes. I remember if you guys haven't seen it, it was But anyway, let's get into this. Who wants to talk?
I guess I'll talk.
Yeah, what? All right, Waterboy, what is your rating and your thoughts?
Well, I guess I'm gonna go along with the initial 5 out of 10. Just for how much of a slow burn this burn was, and I will agree with Sean. The kills were really awesome. They were top tier, of course. Tom Savini, but at the same time, I just hated how long it took to actually get the story going. I mean, it's just way too much of like just filler and all this other shit going on into it. But I mean, the kills and everything were great. I still think it would be worth a watch for anybody who loves 80s slasher films. It's a good initiation film into that. Just once again, the kills were awesome, but could have done with all that damn fluff.
All right, a little bit of fluff. Okay.
You talk about this movie. I wish we got the kills a little earlier in the movie and a little more spaced out. I would have also liked to see more of Cropsy on screen. I guess Savini only had 3 days to make that mask, and it's scary and creepy as fuck. I wish the final boss battle was just that, like more of a boss battle and less recap / flashbacks of the previous kills.
Mhm.
And just stumbling around in the dark. I get why this movie does have such a cult following, though, and it's considered the birthplace of summer camp slashers. However, there's way too much left on the table for a potential storyline for me to enjoy or ever recommend this to anyone. There is way too much dead area in this movie for me to even want to watch this again. Cropsy and those garden shears and his burnt face had way too much potential for me to rate this any higher than a 4.8. I'm sorry, Justin. I've just come to expect way more out of these movies. I think my rating would have been a lot higher if you went right from the opening scene where Cropsy goes, like he stumbles down the hill and lands in the lake to kind of put himself out. If you went straight from that to the campfire scene of Todd telling the story, I think we could have done away with a lot of that shit in between.
All right, fair enough, and I'll talk about mine in a second. But the next movie you pick, right? Who picked the stuff?
Waterboy.
I did. I spun it.
Have you guys seen it yet?
No.
All right, interesting. I apologize for both of you right now then for your own pick. If you think this is a slow start and some interesting
Wait.
stuff. I don't think 80s horror might be for you two. I apologize.
No, dude, I love 80s horror. I just feel like the slow start, it was just too slow. Like instead of 40 minutes, if you give me 30, because it was right around the 30-minute mark, I started going like, is this shit gonna happen yet?
Yeah, no, there's some pacing issues. There's definitely some pacing issues. But all right. So anyway, I give this movie 80s summer camp slashers. Yes, please. Love it. Watch this movie so many different times. Obviously it has its pacing issues. Like I still think for all the different summer camp slashes, I would still put the Sleepaway Camp series above this. All 3 of them, even though like part 2 and 3 are my favorites. And even like Cheerleader Camp, that stupid slasher movie, I like. Well, actually, this is probably better than Cheerleader Camp. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this movie, I give it 7.5. It does have its pacing issues, but when it gets going, I absolutely love the kills. I just love the feel of this, just the outdoors. Maybe it's because I'm obsessed with woods and all this stuff. But like the feeling of all the summer camp, like
He's obsessed with wood.
Woods.
Justin, I have in my notes too. I have 2 separate ratings for this movie. I have everything leading up to when I just lost my mind earlier during the recap when we get that kill where Eddie and was it Karen are in the lake.
Yeah.
Before that start, my rating was like a 3.
Yeah.
Like it was painful.
Mm-hmm.
After that, in that little roller coaster ride we go on leading up to the end, bro, it's a 9.
All right. No,
I absolutely love the last 20 to 30 minutes of this movie. It's just like you said, the pacing issues is what crushed me.
Yeah, some minor pacing issues, but I don't know. I just something about these, like I just love the feel of those, like the summer camp slashers. Absolutely love it. Does anyone have any fun facts?
I have the budget.
All right, what do we got?
So the budget for this one was 1.5 million, and it only made 707,000.
Mm,
It crushed it in Japan though.
Man, that
so
makes sense.
random. So random.
Justin, do you get any fun facts?
I basically just talked about how like Tom Savini had his fingerprints all over this movie. You said I think one of them earlier about how many days he had for the mask. I had
Yeah,
that.
3 days for the mask.
Yeah. And I actually had Savini actually turned down Friday the 13th Part 2 for this movie. Did you guys know that?
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I bet he
I got
feels
that
horrible.
in there too. Justin, just
Yeah.
real quick.
Yep.
I know Jason is massively iconic, and
Mhm.
this may surprise you. I
Yeah.
would put this movie above Friday the 13th and Part 2.
Really?
I think this movie resonates with me a little better because Friday the 13th Part 1, although it's Pamela Voorhees and stuff and it's very original in that concept,
Yeah.
that movie was a very slow burn for me, and it just I wasn't fully checked in. Part 2 with the ambulance driver and shit, that stuff drove me nuts.
That's
So
funny.
I do like this better than those two.
No, that's wild that you say that because I actually do too. I love the Friday the 13th series because obviously like the camp feeling. It's like one of my it's like comforts. I love it so much. But the same thing with Friday the 13th Part 1. It is super original, but I don't think it's as good as the other ones. And I actually do like this better than Part 1. And I never thought about it, but I probably like it better than Part 2 as well. Because Part 3, when he gets the mask and stuff, it's not where I just start falling in love with the series.
That's
Yeah.
where I fell
So
heavily in love with it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same. Like I
Right.
love, dude. Like, give me Part 3, Part 4, 6. Like, I love all that shit. Like,
Dude, could you imagine if they remade this into like a multiverse where Cropsy becomes Jason Voorhees because that is Pamela Voorhees' head,
it just ties
and
it
that
all in.
ambulance driver was actually Cropsy trying to take out his revenge on those campers, and by killing
Yeah.
that ambulance driver in Camp Crystal Lake, he absorbs the spirit of young Jason Voorhees, and that's how Jason Voorhees becomes an adult.
Boom.
There you
There you go.
Crazy crossover right now. I also got that this was Jason Alexander's first acting credit. The ending there, that was an abandoned copper mine that they found. And I love that this was, you see, this is based on a real campfire story.
Yes, the
Like, this is-
documentary. They have a documentary too.
I heard that there's a documentary like in the last, like, I forget when
It's
they said it
called
came out, but-
Cropsy. It's from 2009.
Yeah, apparently it originated in like Upper New York and like New Jersey. But that's where this campfire tale began with. And my very unfortunate Halloween tie-in, which is just like, I mean, I do have one, but Harvey Weinstein actually like helped co-wrote this, and he was actually an executive producer to both of Rob Zombie's Halloween movies. So there's my unfortunate Halloween tie-in.
He's such a
And that's
piece of
all-
shit.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even want to write that. I'm like, oh, here's
Yeah,
my
I
stupid
know.
Halloween tie-in. But anyway, anyone else got anything?
To create Cropsy's distorted POV shots that Justin loves so much, the cinematographer actually just rubbed Vaseline on the corner of the lens.
Whoa.
I thought that was pretty
Oh,
dope.
damn,
I mean,
that's-
Why
when
do I
you're,
control
when you're
yourself?
low budget,
Vaseline
awesome.
and POV shots. Control yourself, Barbara. Don't even say it. Remember,
When
we
you
want to
say-
become like.
when you say
Wanna tell
Tom
him-
Savini's fingerprints are all over this fucking movie, he wasn't particularly happy with Crosby's makeup, but I think he crushed it.
Are you just calling him Crosby on purpose now?
Yeah.
Cosby.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I was waiting to see if you correct me again.
I was like, is he serious?
I did kind of mention this earlier with that raft scene. This is one of the first films in UK movie history to make it to UK's video nasties list, specifically because of that raft scene.
That's awesome.
And then Glazier's scene where they put the shears through his neck. Larry Joshua actually pushed and held himself upward on two boards as they carried him by grips through the woods to make it appear as though Cropsy was like carrying him via the shears through the woods.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Again
Damn.
with Tom Savini, he is actually the guy who swings the axe at the end of the
Yup.
film who kills Cropsy.
Yep. He
Oh,
put
yeah.
himself in a few different scenes. Love it.
Hell yeah.
And then Waterboy, your favorite part of the movie is also a fun fact. During Todd's climatic chase through the end of the film, when he discovers Karen's body in the abandoned building, during filming, she was not present, nor was she supposed to be. Later, during the editing process, it was decided to add her body, and a freeze frame from her death scene was used. I go, props to using what you got when you got it and how
Yeah.
you got it, but this was fucking
Mhm.
awful.
Also, I just gotta mention. So in that scene, when he dodges the the little track going down the mine
Yeah.
cart. then later the minecart is back up and it never crashed.
I think that was two separate areas.
Think so?
Yeah.
Two separate
think it was
areas.
Because in the mine shaft, it comes from different ventilations and they all come down to that one area.
All right, that makes more sense.
This movie is fairly unique for a slasher movie in the sense that most of the women who are killed did not have sex prior to their deaths. Furthermore, the character who takes on and survives the killer is a man with a violent past, rather than the standard final girl who is usually innocent, helpless, and morally upright. We get a final boy who caused this whole thing in the first place,
who
and then a
sucks.
final peeping Tom who survives as well.
Come on,
he
you guys aren't glad you watched this just for that? There's so much uniqueness. In this.
There's a lot of
died,
unique. This is why I said like the back half of the back third of the movie is a fucking.
I'm just
9.
curious. Why didn't he kill Alfred like right off the rip?
Well, he wanted someone to watch him when he puts on his ointment.
That's true. Or maybe to help rub
I
it
wanted
in.
Alfred to die so fucking bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like so bad.
Yeah,
maybe
he
knew
annoying.
that. Maybe he
He
knew
was
that
a pain in
Alfred
the ass.
sucked.
He was creepy.
He's wicked annoying. I did not like Alfred.
And then my last one is the shot of Cropsy's leg kicking wildly while it was on fire was actually portrayed by Tom Savini because the actor who played Cropsy refused to do a lot of the stuff they needed him to do, which leads me to believe that Tom Savini should have just been Cropsy from the beginning.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we don't need like a big brooding, Kane Hodder type guy.
Yeah.
Tom Savini, dude, I think he should have. I think if Tom Savini had just handled this movie from the jump and they had given him free reign, we would have gotten something amazing.
It would have been an iconic.
I love Tom
More
Savini.
iconic.
I'm just gonna say that. Shout out Tom Savini. He's the man.
Dude.
He really is, dude. He is like Eminem just dropped a new album, and we talk about like he's the GOAT, dude. Tom Savini is by far and away the GOAT of special effects.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, I
He
met
is
him
the
at
Michael Jordan of special effects.
Dude,
I
I
talked to him
would
at a
love to get
convention.
into I would love to get into special effects just so I can go to his school.
Nicest guy too. The dude is so down to earth. It is. I met him. I think I paid to meet. Oh my god, what's his name? Otis from Rob Zombie. Yeah, Bill Mosley.
Mhm.
I think I was in Bill Mosley's line during a horror convention, and I had him. I paid to get his autograph and everything. And right next to him was Tom Savini. I didn't have a lot of money, so I mean, I couldn't meet everyone I wanted to, so I wasn't in Tom Savini's line. Tom Savini just came over because there wasn't like a lot of people in Bill Mosley's line at this time. And he just started talking to me, and I was there with my friend. And then like all four of us were just shooting the shit, and he was like talking to us, like, and it was just he like literally hung out. Didn't even matter I wasn't in his line. Like he was goofing around with Bill Mosley, like off the wall. Like he was awesome. He was like the coolest guy. It was such a cool experience talking to both of them, and it was so cool that Tom came over and just hung out. It was awesome.
I can kind of verify this as a true story, Hackstab Slash, because Justin has told me this story maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, love it. Because I actually had Bill Mosley signed it as Chop from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre too, and I had him sign that picture instead of like the normal Otis stuff. It was so badass. So yeah, love it.
All right, Hackstab Slash. That about wraps it up. This is Hacky. That dude over there, that's Stabby. This guy down here with the garden shears.
Let's go.
Justin.
I think you forgot his name.
You did.
Oh,
Sorry.
Justin.
Later.
It's Cosby.
Jumping Justin.
And you remember, next time you watch this movie, if you don't give it a better rating for Justin, he's gonna beat you so bad your mother ain't gonna know what.
Yeah, friggin' mother.
Let's go. Have fun with the fucking stuff. That's gonna be a real exhilarating ride.
Why are you